General Hospital spoilers reveal that Natalia Ramirez really should have just boarded that plane to Belize and enjoyed the beautiful scenery that awaited her. Sonny Corinthos was quite generous with all the arrangements he made and had everything ready to go. Now, Natalia may have blown her chance at starting a new life. In fact, Natalia might have blown her chance to stay alive at all. Marco Rios knows what Sonny is capable of, so he's been worried about the possibility of Natalia facing a grim fate at the mob bossy hands. That's why Marco was upset to learn Natalia planned to accept Sonny's fresh start offer instead of moving ahead with the legal deal he made. Marco nearly had Natalia arrested in hopes of saving her life, but Lucas Jones convinced him that he couldn't be the reason his mom landed in jail. However, Lucas may regret that advice if Sonny indeed makes Natalia disappear permanently. It could happen now that Natalia has been fuming over Sonny being a bastard who abandoned her. Natalia somehow got it stuck in her head that Sonny was going to come with her to Belize and apparently start this new life together. Of course, it's delusional for Natalia to think Sonny would leave his children and grandchildren for her. Sonny agreed he'd stay in contact with Natalia, but he certainly never agreed to be a couple or share in this new beginning in Belize. Once Natalia found out Sonny's name was never on the manifest, she flew into a rage. Natalia had a meltdown in her suite before crashing Daisy's christening by planting herself on the back pew. On the June 30th episode, Sonny will take Natalia outside for a confrontation. Natalia will complain about how Sonny was supposed to be on the plane with her and unleash her wrath now that she's feeling jilted. Sonny will eventually have Paul the henchman drag Natalia away from the church. The question is, will Natalia still be going to Belize, or will Sonny send her to the Pine Barrens, or somewhere else that'll result in a grim ending? Sonny's generosity and patience may run out when it comes to Natalia now that she's so riled up. Although Sonny tried to be nice about all this, he may realize a full-blown elimination plot is necessary. GH writers might even leave it a bit of a mystery, but you can bet Marco will fear the worst if he never hears from his mom again. Whatever the case, many fans are wondering what the future holds for Natalia now that she's turned against Sonny. That doesn't go well for most people, so Natalia could be a goner. General Hospital spoilers say Sonny may make some updates to his plans for Natalia, so stay tuned for any bad news that's brewing. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers for the next 2 weeks, June 30th to July 11th, reveal that Sonny Corinthos will have a lot on his plate. Between getting rid of Natalia Ramirez, the christening crasher, and dealing with the pub fire that's coming up, Sonny will have multiple sources of drama. During the week of June 30th, July 4th, Christina Corinthos Davis will face a dangerous ordeal after someone sets Charlie's pub ablaze. Molly Lansing Davis will get updates on some scary news regarding that fire, but she'll calm down when she realizes Christina's going to be all right. Anna Devane and Harrison Chase will find out about this fiery twist as well, so they'll race to the crime scene and kick off an investigation. Naturally, it won't take long for people to start pointing the finger at Gen Z Sidwell. That may include Alexis Davis, since she's about to pay a furious visit to Windermere. As for Sonny, he'll make a promise to get revenge. No one goes after Sonny's family without consequences, so Sonny will vow to make Sidwell or anyone else who's tied to this incident pay. Other GH spoilers say Tracy Quartermain will plot her next move, so we'll see if Drew Kane has another downfall brewing, perhaps a much bigger one. While Giovanni Gio Palmieri confides in Emma Scorpio Drake, Jocelyn Jax will have to go along with some new boundaries that Jack Brennan sets. Jocelyn may also have some Professor Henry Hank Dalton info to report, since she'll reveal something in the coming episodes. Once Dante Falconeri tracks down Jason Morgan, they may discuss the best way to keep Rocco Falconeri and Danny Morgan safe, especially after Christina's close call. Meanwhile, Trina Robinson will have a warning for Kai Taylor. Will Trina warn Kai not to say anything to Drew Kane about Curtis Ashford's Jacinda plan? Will Kai admit he's already blabbed or hide that betrayal for now? Over with Michael Corinthos, he'll take Wiley Corinthos to the pool and may have a disturbing incident there. Michael will be rattled over what's coming, so Willow Tate might pop up and approach Wiley. Following an encore episode on July 4th, the week of July 7 to 11 could kick Willow and Drew's wedding plans into high gear. The harder Michael pushes Willow away, the more determined she'll be to marry Drew and try to show the judge they're a stable, united couple. Despite Nina Reeves's continued attempts to pump the brakes, Drew and Willow's nuptials may move full speed ahead. Of course, there's the potential for a surprise interruption if Nina spills her past Drew hookups or Tracy shows up to spill for her. Either way, this wedding may not go off without a hitch. We should also talk about Kelly Thiebaud since she's returning to GH this July. Whether Thiebaud is playing Brit or not, there should be some crucial hints leading up to her comeback. There's a good chance this storyline involves a miraculous Brit revival, or even some sort of clone. Jocelyn Jacks and Jason Morgan are both investigating Professor Dalton, so there could be some Brit-related clues in the research lab down the road. Until then, Emma will get duped by Vaughn, who may be the owner of the dog she found in the park. This could be Vaughn's setup to lead Emma astray when it comes to her own Dalton plans. General Hospital spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring some shockers and shakeups, so stay tuned. Laura Wright from General Hospital reached out to her fans ahead of the weekend and made them very happy with a new announcement. Read on to find out why they are jumping for joy. The message that Laura shared came on her Instagram profile page. In a reel, she started by saying, "I want to share a big, exciting announcement. But first, I want to say thank you." She then added, "Thank you to anyone who has ever liked anything I posted or taken the time to comment." Moving on, the ABC star explained. Next, Laura talked about how special and beautiful the events are, and that she just wants to do more straight away. That's where the idea for more regular communication came from. She added, "Yes, we can go deeper." More information came, including that fact that they will start in July. In her caption, the GH star elaborated more, writing, "We're kicking it off with What's Great, with Laura, a daily gratitude practice for July. Hit subscribe in my bio and join us." Were fans happy about the news from the real-life Carly? Well, the answer to that is yes. Actually, they couldn't have been happier, judging from the tone of the comments that arrived. There were over 10,000 likes in super quick time and hundreds of comments. One delighted follower told Laura Wright, "This is going to be fun." Here are a few more of those reactions. Meanwhile, Wes Ramsey wrote, "This is amazing, truly. I'm so excited for you and proud of you." Talk about getting a whole lot of love. Do you love the idea of a subscription to stay in touch with Laura more often? General Hospital spoilers reveal that we've got a July sweeps update to pass along since things are about to get chaotic in Port Charles. The trouble will start with an intentional fire at Charlie's pub, one that puts Christina Corinthos Davis in harm's way and makes Jen Sidwell the prime suspect. Sonny Corinthos will surely have a hunch that Sidwell's behind the arson. The same goes for Alexis Davis, since she's on the verge of launching a confrontation with Sidwell. Christina will thankfully make it out of this mess alive, but Sonny won't want Sidwell thinking he can get away with bold moves like this. GH spoilers say Sonny will vow to get vengeance, so Sidwell had better prepare for some retaliation. Sonny and Sidwell's feud is poised to keep escalating throughout the month of July, so some serious damage could be done on both sides. We can't forget that Sidwell bought Michael Corinthos' custody victory through some judge bribery. There's the potential for Michael to lose Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos if that secret comes out. As for Willow Tate and Drew Kane, their wedding day could bring some July shockers. This marriage ceremony seems like the perfect time for Willow to find out about Drew's previous passion with Nina Reeves, but we'll see how it all plays out. In the meantime, Sasha Gilmore Corbin will keep experiencing some weird incidents related to Daisy. It appears someone is trying to gaslight Sasha in the midst of all this baby stalking. So can she catch the person responsible? Could Michael help Sasha with that task? As for Jocelyn Jacks, she'll get Jack Brennan's lecture about boundaries, but she may be poised to go rogue if a good opportunity arises. While Jocelyn's WSB mission heats up, Jason Morgan may keep his promise to Anna Devane about looking into Professor Henry Hank Dalton. Jason and Jocelyn's storylines could intertwine, especially if all this is building to a major Britt Westbourne shocker. Did Britt somehow survive, or is a lab clone about to debut? Whatever the case, Kelly Thiebaud's July return will bring some surprises, along with plenty of questions. Over with Brooklyn Quartermain, she'll inevitably regret using Britt and the stolen embryo situation against Lulu Spencer. Rocco Falconeri may blow his top over being kept in the dark on the true story of his birth. Brooklyn will hurt Lulu, but she's going to hurt Rocco and even Dante Falconeri in the process. This scheme is only going to push Giovanni Gio Palmieri further away, so Brooklyn has a July disaster ahead of her. General Hospital spoilers say several PC residents will deal with some heartache, so stay tuned for updates on all the difficult news to come. Much in the same way that we think of our soaps as always being there for us to tune in tomorrow, we think of their stars as permanent, eternal, which of course, no one is. So it came as a terrible blow on June 29th, 2021, when we learned that Stuart Damon had died after a long battle with renal failure. For some of us, the veteran actor, who'd first charmed TV viewers as the Prince in a 1965 TV movie adaptation of Cinderella, was as much a part of General Hospital as lab coats and love affairs. Over the course of his 1977-2013 run on the ABC soap, he'd taken Alan Quartermain from murderous villain to secret softie, all while keeping us perched on the edge of our seats. So it was with a heavy heart that executive producer Frank Valentini expressed his condolences not only to Damon's family, but his legion of fans. "Stuart was an absolute legend of our industry," said Valentini, "and he'll be sorely missed." That might have been the understatement of the decade, recalling her late co-star as a lovely, funny, talented prince of a man. Nancy Lee Grahn marveled that he truly was charming. "What a pleasure it was to work with his iconic self," she added. Damon's death brought Amber Tamblyn right back to her days as the former Emily Bowen. Broken-hearted to hear of the passing of Stuart Damon, she tweeted that, "He played my adopted dad on General Hospital for 7 years, and he was the most kind, wonderful, loving, supportive person. He always made me laugh and made me feel safe on set." Marsti Bernard seconded that emotion. "When I heard the news today, it hurt," he said. "I always wanted Stuart to be Sonny's long-lost dad." Port Charles is heating up this week as secrets, betrayals, and surprising alliances unfold, reshaping the lives of the Corinthos family and those around them. Tensions are boiling over in General Hospital, especially for Willow Tate. In a bold and emotional move, Willow takes a desperate step in her ongoing battle to regain custody of her children. Her target? A surprise encounter with her son, Y. Corinthos, during a swimming lesson at the Metro Court pool. Despite being warned by Nina Reeves not to violate the judge's ruling, Willow proceeds with her plan to accidentally run into Y. This unexpected ambush not only shocks Michael Corinthos, but may also deeply disturb young Y. With the children already confused by the custody situation, Willow's appearance risks making things worse and potentially damages her standing in court. Michael, increasingly wary of Willow's emotional state, may use this incident to push her even further away from their children. As her actions become more unpredictable, Michael appears more determined than ever to maintain full custody. Meanwhile, another storm is brewing behind the scenes. Drew Cain has stumbled upon a bombshell, a bribery scheme that influenced the custody verdict. Sources reveal that Judge Herron was paid off by Jen Sidwell to grant Michael full custody. This explosive secret could completely overturn the current custody ruling if exposed. But Drew isn't rushing to come clean. With his engagement to Willow hinging on her belief that marriage is her only hope of regaining her children, Drew may be motivated to keep this revelation hidden, at least until the wedding is official. If Willow were to learn the truth, she might call off their engagement entirely. Drew's calculated silence underscores his growing pattern of manipulation. From aligning with shady figures like Sidwell and Ezra Bowl to deceiving Willow about their future, Drew appears willing to do whatever it takes to secure control, including hiding vital truths from the woman he claims to love. In an unexpected twist, Michael and Nina, who have long been adversaries, may find themselves forming a fragile alliance. Both have personal reasons to distrust Drew. Nina wants to protect Willow from Drew's growing control, while Michael is increasingly alarmed by Drew's betrayal and schemes. Together, they could become a powerful force. Michael's insider knowledge and Nina's access to emotional truths could lead to the exposure of Drew's manipulations, including his lies about Michael's past and his exploitation of Y's trauma. Their collaboration, while tentative, could be the key to unraveling Drew's hold over Willow. Yet, this alliance comes with high stakes. Their rocky history and mutual suspicions could threaten their efforts. If their truce falters, Drew could seize the moment to retaliate, possibly by weaponizing Nina's past or exploiting Michael's custody victory. The coming days in Port Charles promise emotional upheaval and intense drama. As Willow struggles with her maternal instincts, Drew plays a dangerous game of deceit, and a surprising alliance gains momentum. Lives may be changed forever. Will Willow discover Drew's betrayal in time? Can Nina and Michael's alliance hold long enough to bring the truth to light? And most importantly, will this custody battle end in justice or deeper heartbreak? General Hospital spoilers for the next 2 weeks, June 30th to July 11th, reveal that Sonny Corinthos will have a lot on his plate. Between getting rid of Natalia Ramirez, the christening crasher, and dealing with the pub fire that's coming up, Sonny will have multiple sources of drama. During the week of June 30th, July 4th, Christina Corinthos Davis will face a dangerous ordeal after someone sets Charlie's pub ablaze. Molly Lansing Davis will get updates on some scary news regarding that fire, but she'll calm down when she realizes Christina's going to be all right. Anna Devane and Harrison Chase will find out about this fiery twist as well, so they'll race to the crime scene and kick off an investigation. Naturally, it won't take long for people to start pointing the finger at Jen Sidwell. That may include Alexis Davis, since she's about to pay a furious visit to Windermere. As for Sonny, he'll make a promise to get revenge. No one goes after Sonny's family without consequences, so Sonny will vow to make Sidwell or anyone else who's tied to this incident pay. Other GH spoilers say Tracy Quartermain will plot her next move, so we'll see if Drew Kane has another downfall brewing, perhaps a much bigger one. While Giovanni Gio Palmieri confides in Emma Scorpio Drake, Jocelyn Jacks will have to go along with some new boundaries that Jack Brennan sets. Jocelyn may also have some Professor Henry Hank Dalton info to report, since she'll reveal something in the coming episodes. Once Dante Falconeri tracks down Jason Morgan, they may discuss the best way to keep Rocco Falconeri and Danny Morgan safe, especially after Christina's close call. Meanwhile, Trina Robinson will have a warning for Kai Taylor. Will Trina warn Kai not to say anything to Drew Kane about Curtis Ashford's Jacinda plan? Will Kai admit he's already blabbed or hide that betrayal for now? Over with Michael Corinthos, he'll take Wiley Corinthos to the pool and may have a disturbing incident there. Michael will be rattled over what's coming, so Willow Tate might pop up and approach Wiley. Following an encore episode on July 4th, the week of July 7-11 could kick Willow and Drew's wedding plans into high gear. The harder Michael pushes Willow away, the more determined she'll be to marry Drew and try to show the judge they're a stable, united couple. Despite Nina Reeves's continued attempts to pump the brakes, Drew and Willow's nuptials may move full speed ahead. Of course, there's the potential for a surprise interruption if Nina spills her past Drew hookups or Tracy shows up to spill for her. Either way, this wedding may not go off without a hitch. We should also talk about Kelly Thiebaud since she's returning to GH this July. Whether Thiebaud is playing Brit or not, there should be some crucial hints leading up to her comeback. There's a good chance this storyline involves a miraculous Brit revival, or even some sort of clone. Jocelyn Jacks and Jason Morgan are both investigating Professor Dalton, so there could be some Brit-related clues in the research lab down the road. Until then, Emma will get duped by Vaughn, who may be the owner of the dog she found in the park. This could be Vaughn's setup to lead Emma astray when it comes to her own Dalton plans. The shocking return of Nicholas Alexander Shayavs as Spencer Cassadine marks a pivotal turning point in General Hospital's ever-evolving narrative, plunging Port Charles into renewed chaos, mystery, and emotional upheaval. Once presumed dead, Spencer's reappearance sends shockwaves through the lives of those closest to him, most notably Trina, whose fragile healing process is shattered by the resurgence of the man she once believed she had lost forever. Trina had slowly begun to piece her life back together in the wake of Spencer's absence, finding solace in a new romantic connection with Kai, a compassionate and seemingly trustworthy figure. Yet, as she begins to open her heart again, Spencer's return reawakens old feelings and unresolved pain. The emotional stakes rise quickly. Not only is Trina forced to reconcile the love she buried, but she also finds herself betrayed on all sides. Kai, her current partner and confidant, is revealed to be working secretly with Drew, feeding him information that directly undermines Trina's family and their safety. The discovery cuts deep, rupturing trust and sending Trina into an emotional freefall. What initially seemed like a miraculous return of a beloved character is soon revealed to be far more complex. Spencer's survival is cloaked in mystery. Was he hiding? Was he manipulated or coerced into silence? The answers remain unclear, but his return serves as a narrative detonator, igniting secrets long buried, old rivalries, and tangled agendas within the elite circles of Port Charles, particularly among the Cassadines. His presence sets into motion a series of confrontations, exposing the fractures in once solid relationships and drawing battle lines across the town's most powerful families. For Trina, the emotional impact is profound. She finds herself trapped between the ghost of a love that never truly died and the bitter sting of betrayal by someone she trusted in Spencer's absence. The complexity of her situation intensifies with the looming possibility that she may be pregnant with Kai's child. This potential pregnancy transforms her internal conflict into a larger, more life-defining dilemma. It forces Trina to consider not just where her heart lies, but what kind of future she envisions for herself and her child amid the chaos. Does she choose forgiveness, or does she walk away from everyone tied to this web of secrets? Kai's duplicity adds another layer to the emotional and political fallout. His role as a loving partner is undone by the revelation that he's been acting as a mole, strategically aligned with Drew to collect and exploit information for undisclosed motives. This betrayal puts Trina's mother, Portia, at legal risk and fractures multiple alliances across Port Charles. It becomes clear that personal relationships are inseparable from the city's broader power dynamics. Love and loyalty constantly collide with ambition, revenge, and hidden agendas. As the Cassadine legacy once again takes center stage, Spencer must navigate his own journey of redemption. Can he reclaim Trina's trust and re-establish himself in a town that had already mourned his loss? Or has too much changed in his absence? His return forces both Spencer and Trina to confront their past, their pain, and the possibility of a shared future that no longer fits into the world they once knew. Thematically, the story arcs dive deep into betrayal, redemption, and the enduring struggle between love and manipulation. Spencer's love for Trina is undeniable, but love alone may not be enough. The damage wrought by secrets, both his and Kai's, has altered Trina irreversibly. No longer the same hopeful young woman, she now stands at a crossroads, shaped by heartbreak and driven by a fierce determination to protect herself and those she loves. Her emotional evolution positions her as one of the show's most compelling figures, embodying both vulnerability and strength. In the backdrop, Drew, Curtis, and other key players react to the shifting power landscape as alliances fracture and long-term strategies unravel. With every layer peeled back, the truth becomes harder to ignore. Spencer's return has not simply restored a familiar face to Port Charles, it has transformed the entire city. The Cassadine name, once synonymous with mystery and danger, now casts an even longer shadow, threatening to consume anyone who dares to stand in its way. In the end, General Hospital doesn't just ask whether love can survive betrayal, it dares to explore what happens when betrayal becomes the catalyst for rebirth. The return of Spencer Cassadine is more than a plot twist. It is a reckoning. And for Trina, Spencer, and everyone caught in the fallout, the choices they make now will shape their destinies forever. General Hospital spoilers for Monday, June 30th, reveal that Sunny Corinthos won't stand for the christening crasher who just plopped herself in a pew at Daisy's christening. Sunny will make sure Natalia Ramirez gets escorted out, so Brooklyn Quartermain will confront her eventually and worry about all this spiraling out of control. Natalia turned against Sunny after realizing he wasn't coming with her to Belize. It left Natalia thinking there was no new life waiting for her at all. So now she's fuming and ready to fight back. Outside the church, as Paul prepares to drag Natalia away, she'll make an ominous comment to Sonny. "May you get every blessing you deserve," Natalia angrily declares in Monday's GH preview video. Daisy's christening will eventually get back on track, so she'll have a wonderful celebration with her loved ones. However, it'll be the calm before the storm since a fire's about to erupt at Charlie's pub. Someone will break a window and set the place ablaze, so Christina Corinthos Davis will land in danger as a result. Christina may end up in the building when the fire happens, so some scary news is ahead for Sonny. As for Lucas Jones, he'll acknowledge that Marco Rios' mom has been trying to reach him, so he'll insist this might be Marco's last chance to reach back. Lucas will push Marco to make peace with Natalia if it's still possible. Brooke Lynn and Harrison Chase will also settle on a pact in Monday's episode. No matter what happens with ADA, Justine Turner and her Sonny takedown goal, Chase and Brooke Lynn may agree they won't let it affect their marriage. Anna Devane and ADA. Turner also have more conflict ahead as their Sonny-related showdown continues, so some tense moments are on the way. Speaking of tense moments, there'll be plenty of those in Curtis Ashford's office now that Jordan Ashford has interrupted his attempt at a passionate encounter with Portia Robinson. Portia won't be happy about this interruption and will think Curtis is refusing to see the truth. "You may not see what's going on here, but I certainly do," Portia insists in Monday's preview clip. It sounds like Portia will accuse Jordan of wanting to derail her marriage so she can have Curtis all to herself. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Rocco Falconeri could find out the truth about the fact that he was carried by Dr. Britt Westbourne and not his mother, Lulu Spencer. Britt stole Lulu's fertilized egg with her husband at the time, Dante Falconeri, and had her mother, Dr. Liesel Obrecht, implant her with it. Britt tried to pose off the baby as her own, Ben Westbourne, in an attempt to win back Dr. Patrick Drake, who she claimed was the father. Rocco may have stumbled upon this information as Brooke Lynn Quartermain has gathered information, including the original birth certificate of Benjamin Westbourne, and Rocco would have a lot of questions. Rocco Falconeri looked through the file of information on him that Brooke Lynn Quartermain gathered. Rocco saw his name on the file of information that Brooke Lynn gathered, and he may have already looked at it. He would wonder why Brooke Lynn has this information and what she plans to do with it. However, Rocco could soon read that Britt carried him and wonder why he has never heard anything about this. He would look to the one person who could give him answers, his mother, Lulu, who until now he always believed gave birth to him. Rocco Falconeri confronts Lulu Spencer. About Britt Westbourne, Rocco would storm into his home with the file in hand and confront Lulu. Lulu would wonder how Rocco got a hold of such information. Rocco would ask her if there is any truth to this. Did Britt Westbourne carry him? Lulu would tell Rocco the truth, and that Britt did carry him, and that at first, Lulu and Dante had no idea that Rocco was their son. Rocco could be angry with Lulu for keeping the truth from him and ask her why he never told her. Lulu could say that it was history, and there was no need for him to know the truth. All ended up fine, and Lulu and Dante got him back. Rocco may not see it that way, and see it as a betrayal, the ramifications of Rocco Falconeri learning the truth. Now that Rocco knows the truth about his conception, he could turn his back on his parents, Lulu and Dante. Because of their lack of honesty, Rocco would tell his parents to keep their distance from him. He could move back into the Quartermain mansion, but would still keep his distance from Dante. The road for forgiveness could be a long one for Rocco, as he grows closer with his newfound brother, Gio Palmieri. Not to mention, Brooke Lynn would have a lot of explaining to do and could take the blame for everything. Also, Lulu would go after Brooke Lynn in a rage. Brooke Lynn would ask her how she feels having this done to her. Get ready for another showdown between Lulu and Brooke Lynn. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that Rocco knows the truth about his conception? Will Rocco turn his back on Lulu and Dante after he finds out all the details? Will Brooke Lynn be blamed for the truth coming out? Keep watching General Hospital, weekdays on ABC. Please note that if you purchase something by clicking on a link within this story, we may receive a small commission of the sale. At dusk at the pool, Dante asks Gio to go to Port Charles Philharmonic in the park with him, Rocco and Charlotte. Gio coldly declines. Dante offers to let him use his subscription anytime he wants to go. Across the pool, Lulu bristles at Lucas's mention of meeting up with Marco. She wonders if Marco's closeness with his father extends to his criminal activities. Lucas defends Marco, pointing out it'd be unfair if someone judged Charlotte solely for who her father is. "Well played, my friend," Lulu says, relenting. She just wants him to be careful. Lucas leaves, assuming that Marco and he have crossed wires. A drunk guy flirts with Lulu as she lounges by the pool. When he won't take no for an answer, Gio threatens to call security. The guy steps away and falls into the pool. At the Quartermain mansion, Rocco and Danny fill in Jason and Brooklyn about their antics on their first day of work at the Metro Court pool. After the boys and Jason leave, Brooklyn looks at the file on Britt and Ben/Rocco. She flashes back to Lulu, insisting she would never keep life-altering secrets from her children. Brooklyn heads out to pick up Deception's March financials, leaving the file behind with other work papers. After Sasha puts Daisy down in the nursery, someone's shadow passes over the baby. Downstairs in the kitchen, Sasha meets with Felicia and asks her to be Daisy's godmother. Felicia would be honored. Sasha makes them tea as she gushes over how wonderful the Quartermains have been to her. As for her parents, Robert video chats with her every morning, but she and Holly have a long way to go. Holly did send a gift, and they've been texting. Being a mother now has made Sasha reevaluate Holly's choices. She's starting to see that she did what she could. Sasha hears Daisy fuss over the baby monitor, and Felicia leaves. In the nursery, Sasha panics to find Daisy facing the opposite direction in which she placed her, and wearing a different onesie. Dante finds Rocco and Danny filling Jason in on Gio, not letting them swim in the Metro Court pool. Dante reminds them they have to act like employees and not entitled jerks. The boys agree, and their dads send them to swim in the pool that's in their backyard. Dante tells Jason he was wrong about his hands-off parenting style. He now realizes Jason was just giving Danny the space he needed. Dante has never been like that with Rocco, but he has to be with Gio and let him call the shots. He's sorry he was so critical of the way he parents his son. Jason accepts his apology and urges him to trust Gio to figure things out. At the pool, a manager tells Lulu and Gio that the guest was put in a cab and is no longer welcome there since this wasn't his first incident. He praises Gio for getting him out of the pool. A crushed Brooklyn watches unseen as Lulu easily jokes and laughs with Gio. Danny and Rocco return to the mansion from the pool. Danny picks up Brooklyn's files and gives Rocco the one with his name on it. At the law office, Marco gets Natalia to admit she's leaving the country. He deduces Sunny orchestrated it and fears he plans to kill her. She swears that's not who Sunny is, but Marco calls her delusional. She insists Sunny is giving her a new life, which he will be part of because he's promised to provide for her. Marco panics over negotiating a deal with the ADA that Natalia never intended to honor. He could go to prison. Lucas's arrival interrupts them, and a furious Natalia starts to leave. Marco warns that if she walks out, she is no longer his client or his mother. She will be nothing to him. "I already am," she spits out and exits. Marco starts to call the police, but Lucas stops him. Rocco explains Natalia gave Sunny the evidence she was supposed to give to the ADA and believes Sunny is leaving with her. If she doesn't show up Monday with the evidence, he'll be left holding the bag. Lucas warns he can't be the reason his mother goes to prison. Lucas reasons that Marco negotiated in good faith. It is not on him if Natalia makes a run for it. Lucas vows not to say a word so no one else ever needs to know. Ezra comes to Windermere as Sidwell looks at photos of Sunny's family. Sidwell rants about Sunny turning down his offer to buy the piers, so he will do what he deems necessary to make him change his mind. Later, Natalia comes to see Sidwell and tells him of her fight with Marco. "You did this all on your own," he states. She wants him to keep Marco out of his disgusting business and not doom their son to the same fate. After she leaves, Sidwell considers a photo of Sunny and Stu's. He steps to the parapet and gravely looks outward. something catches his eye. Carly comes to Sunny's house with news of the christening being moved to the Quartermains. He, in turn, tells her that Sidwell offered to buy the piers. Carly wonders if he's responsible for the fire at the penthouse and Sunny's assassination attempt in Los Angeles. Sunny explains that nothing ties Sidwell to those incidents, but nothing exonerates him either. She worries about Natalia's connection to both him and Sidwell. Sunny darkly assures her she won't be a problem for him or anyone in their family. Next on General Hospital, Brooke Lynn asks Natalia if they can avoid a scandal. Sasha tells Cody something weird is going on. Jason assures Carly anyone who even thinks of making a move will be stopped. And Sunny asks A.D. Turner if he needs to call his lawyer. As tensions simmer in Port Charles, the upcoming week of June 30th on General Hospital promises a cascade of emotional confrontations and escalating family feuds. At the heart of the drama are two mothers, Willow Tate and Brooke Lynn Quartermain, whose desperate actions threaten to create lasting turmoil. Willow, embroiled in a bitter custody battle with Michael Corinthos, finds herself pushed to the edge. Frustrated by Michael's deliberate legal delays aimed at severing her from their children, Willow is contemplating a risky move. Her strategic, loveless engagement to Drew Kane was a calculated effort to strengthen her legal standing. But her patience is wearing thin. Spoilers indicate that Willow, desperate for even a fleeting moment with her son, Wiley, may defy a court order by crashing his swimming lesson at the Metro Court pool. This isn't the first time Willow has considered such a plan. She previously asked Nina Reeves to help orchestrate a chance encounter, a request Nina firmly denied due to the legal risks. Now undeterred, Willow seems prepared to take matters into her own hands. The potential poolside confrontation is fraught with peril. Michael, accompanying Wiley and unaware of Willow's intentions, would likely view her ambush not as a mother's love, but as reckless and unstable behavior. Such a public spectacle could provide Michael with the perfect ammunition to argue in court that Willow is an unfit parent, potentially costing her any chance of future visitation and leaving young Wiley caught in the emotional crossfire of his parents' war. Meanwhile, the Metro Court pool is also the backdrop for another brewing storm. Brooke Lynn Quartermain is consumed with resentment as she watches Lulu Spencer effortlessly bond with Gio Palmieri, the biological son Brooke Lynn gave up for adoption. After Gio heroically defended Lulu from an aggressive drunk at the pool, their connection deepened, a sight that was a dagger to Brooke Lynn's heart. Every attempt Brooke Lynn has made to connect with Gio has been coldly rejected, and seeing Lulu succeed where she has failed has ignited a quest for vengeance. Brooke Lynn's pain is blinding her to the potential consequences of her actions. While some speculate Lulu may be trying to mediate peace within Gio's fractured family, Brooke Lynn sees only a rival who is overstepping. In her emotional state, Brooke Lynn has grown careless, leaving a confidential file about Rocco Falconeri's sensitive birth circumstances unattended. The file has tragically fallen into Rocco's hands via Danny Morgan, threatening to unleash another devastating family secret. As Brooke Lynn plots her revenge against Lulu, she risks inflicting collateral damage on the very children caught in the middle, turning her quest for a maternal bond into a source of widespread pain and potential tragedy for the Quartermain and Falconeri families. SoapHub asked General Hospital fans for your most outlandish theories about what's really going on in Port Charles, and you didn't disappoint. Here is something reader Mary Pesek would like to see happen. Michael got burned in a fire meant for his dad, Sonny, in his apartment. But who was responsible for setting the bomb? We know who the show wants us to think it was. But what if the real culprit was Helena Cassadine? Hear us out. Remember how the evil matriarch brainwashed both Jason and Drew? Has Drew been acting normally lately? Or even like, Drew? Drew's been acting like a completely different person. What if that's because he's been triggered by Helena to commit a whole host of crimes? What if Helena programmed Drew to set that bomb at Sonny's and to not remember it afterwards? Drew doesn't remember being Helena's sleeper agent, but he feels that something is wrong. That's why he's acting so strangely. He is desperately trying to regain control over his mind and his life by controlling Willow. And he's fighting Carly and Michael because he associates them with Sonny. And that's his subconscious way of fighting off the knowledge of what he did. What do you think? Could this be where the storyline is going? And would you prefer it to where it looks like this storyline is going? Tell us in the comments, and tell us your personal fan theory too. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.